Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is Alpha Prime of the One Prime family, doing another Transformers action figure, collectible Star Wars, Marvel Legends, Bear Bricks, and Funko Pop haul for November 2019. I got, as you can see here, I got really lucky, and I picked up a lot of figures on eBay. And this one seller had a crazy collection of G2 onwards figures, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Okay, so back to my toy haul. As you can see here, I have a very large collection of Transformers. That's the main, I guess, hobby of mine, passion of mine. But I also collect Star Wars, as you can see. Funko Pops. There's a Bear Brick there. Marvel Legends. So I do collect a little bit of everything, which is good and bad, I guess. It's tough on the wallet, but one day I'll just, I'm creating a little man cave here, so one day we'll look back and enjoy just the fruits of all the labor. And this video here is just a recollection of what I bought in the month of November, just to give me a reminder of what I was collecting back then. So if you're doing the same thing, feel free to share what you purchased as well in the comment section below. But let's start off with this Bear Brick here. This is a Japan exclusive. And it's made by Megatron, and they did a collab with Takara Tomy to create Transformer Bear Bricks. So as you can see here, the bear transforms into Bumblebee, which is really cool. This is an exclusive 30-year anniversary Transformer, which came out 5 years ago, and I just tracked him down so that we have the entire collection now, which is really great. I can stop collecting Bear Bricks. But my wife still loves them, so she's going to keep going and collecting different special edition Bear Bricks. Now, I also love Star Wars, and these figures, the Archive series is amazing. I never got Darth Maul back in 2013, but this Darth Maul here is the same, basically, with an update to his face. So they use that all new laser imaging sculpting, and it's amazing, the technology these days. Look at the Yoda, for example. I have the Yoda here, and here is the new Yoda's face. You can kind of see it in my video here, and here is a screenshot of Yoda from 2014. You can see it on the back of the box as well. And basically, they just did a great job of updating the face sculpts to look more like the more film accurate. And so that's the tough thing for these collectors, is that you want to have something that's just up to date and as advanced as possible. So I ended up picking another Stormtrooper up just to clean up my collection. With I like Stormtroopers, and as you all know, I collect the Funko Pops troopers as well, and also we collect droids. So here's a little sample of some of the Funko Pops that we picked up this month. And here is a Target only exclusive Resistance BB unit. So similar to BB-8, but I guess you'll just see this guy running around the base helping other rebels. So since we collect droids, we got to pick up this guy. And we also really like the Stormtroopers. And here's another exclusive, and you'll notice that we collect mostly exclusives. And here is a red Stormtrooper, only available at Target. Okay, and then let's take a look at the Sand Trooper. I picked this guy up at Toys R Us, and this guy here was on sale for $10, so $10 Canadian. So I figured, oh, why not? 2019 Fall Collection, limited edition, Fall Convention. And the last Funko Pop we have here is the Imperial Stormtrooper. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. And he's another Summer Convention 2018 exclusive. So again, we love exclusives. I'm still looking for a good Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, so we'll find those eventually. Now let's go on and take a look at some of my Marvel Legends figures. here. And this is a 2-pack that I've been wanting to get for a long time. I was stubborn. I wanted to get it on sale. And, you know, I could have got it right away from a Walmart, the first one like 6 months ago. I saw it for $50, and then I just passed on it. And I've been waiting for 6 months basically to find this on sale. So I got it for about 40-something Canadian for the 2-pack from Toys R Us. They had another Black Friday kind of weekend discount. So there you go, Corvus, Glaive, and Loki 2-pack. I finally have the Thanos' army. What are they called? I wanted to say First Order, but the Black Order, that's it, the Black Order. So I finally have the whole collection of them. And Loki, I don't really like his face sculpt. He doesn't really look like Loki to me, but whatever. That's the only way you're going to get Corvus Glaive right now. So I went ahead and picked that one up. And since we're finishing up the Marvel Legends figures that we're going to talk about, let's just take a look at Ant-Man. Okay, so here is Ant-Man. And I got him for $35.99 from EB Games. So for those that are in the States, GameStop is the equivalent. And so, yeah, I mean, he looks just like the standard Marvel Legends Ant-Man, but a lot bigger. But, you know, honestly, for scale-wise, they're not even like close. I think you're going to have to pick up the Ant-Man 2-pack and get the miniature Ant-Man to scale properly with this Ant-Man. But Giant Man is really cool and will look great in my collection as well. Okay, and then I want to kind of talk about some of the haul that I picked up this month. Again, one eBay seller was really great and had the entire collection, his entire collection he was putting on for sale. And so he was charging a lot of money for shipping, but if you bought multiple auctions, you could combine shipping. So I got some great deals on stuff. Like I only paid $50 shipping for everything. And then I got, for example, Optimus Primal. He was his first release was a bat actually for him, which was really cool. And so I have him in my collection before as a kid, but he broke. Like he's spring loaded, and as you can see there, everything folds when you transform him. Everything just folds into place, and his springs broke. So I had to get something with that was, I guess, in better condition. So this is a nice mint condition Optimus Primal first run before he became a monkey. And you'll see there's a comic online. Maybe I'll try and find it here. There's a comic, and you'll see him battling Megatron in crocodile mode here. So they use this mold a lot, but it's really cool. I really liked it a lot because, especially as a kid, because look at that. You just do one little thing there and they transform right away, similar to the TV show. So when you're watching the TV show, you see how fast they transform, and they maximize, or the Predacons terrorize, and they transform so quickly. So you can actually do that with these figures, which is really, really nice. And you can see there, he comes with his gun. Okay. So after that, let's talk a little bit about some of these robots in disguise here. Ruination here on the right here. Now I have Bruticus from Generation 1 Transformers, and so I never picked this up. I guess when the show was around, because look at Brawl. You know, he is a blue paint repaint, which kind of looks like the Generation 2 Brawl, and so I just didn't like that because, you know, Ruination, as you can see from this photo here, roll bar is the same, and this guy's the same as well, and Vortex, the helicopter is the same, but Onslaught, I keep forgetting the Ruination names now, but this figure was was a different color. And so I just wasn't a big fan of that. And so I didn't end up picking up this set. And there's actually like a knockoff set for like $5-10 that I ended up picking up, which was identical to the show. So yeah, so I didn't end up picking that up back in the day, but I got this for like $15 complete with all the parts. So, you know, why not, right? And, you know, look at all the accessories. They all kind of combine together to form mega weapons. Mega Octane, that's his name. Mega Octane. And, you know, he's a very simple figure. They actually didn't, I think they made them better back in the Generation 1 days. There's more metal parts to them. You can see this shield comes off his back, and you can put it on his arm if you want. In the hole, there's a hole there. See there? So you can tab that into his arm. You can hold his shield. I can get that in there. And then fold these legs back like so. And he's also got this breastplate here, extra armor, I guess. And then you shove his guns on his back there. And if you remember from the TV show, he used to bend over backwards and shoot people like that. But he can't do that. The G1 figure is not that articulate. He can't bend over. So you just have to imagine it, I guess. And then this is not his gun. There you go. There is Octane. And so, yeah, I didn't end up picking him up just because it just was a repaint for me. Okay, so next we're going to move on to these G2 Decepticon Autorollers. And here is Dirtbag and roadblock. And they have a little switch on their backs, as you can see here. So all you need to do is just roll them, and they transform from vehicle mode into robot mode. And then all you need to do is just flick their arms down and give them some accessories. And each one of these guys came with 4 missiles. Now, they're spring-loaded. I don't load up the missile typically because, well, if you put too much pressure on spring-loaded springs, they just don't last very long. So that's just a tip for you guys. If you've got a spring-loaded figure, don't put them in a moist area where there's a lot of condensation in the air. And don't put too much pressure on the springs. Otherwise, the springs will not last too long. So both of these guys are very similar in their transformations. That was kind of like a dump truck. And this guy is a hauler. And so as you can see here, he's just rolling along. I didn't press the button on his back. So let's push the button there. And you can hear the ratchet. When you know you did it right, there you go. And sorry, he's got a lot of stuff. I forgot to transform his arm first. So I mean, it's not something that is just you click and you go. You gotta transform his arms too, and make sure that they're hidden away before you can actually do the transformation. But there you go, and then just roll them forward, and transforms from a payloader into a looks like long haul kind of, right? And so he's got a cool arm there. Missiles go into the springs there, and again, I don't load the springs just because I want the figure lasting longer. So that's that. Now, I also picked up this Generation 2 figure, Dreadwind and Smokescreen, and I never had it as a kid. I wanted it, and so I was able to track it down for a good price. Excuse me. And I also picked up this robot in disguise version of Smokescreen and Dreadwind as well, so you can see him in transformed form. And this one has more, I guess, clear plastics on it, whereas the Generation 2 version had more chrome on it, and the chrome wore off on the back there if you played with it too much. So this is a good figure. It was gently used. I wanted this guy for a long time, and I never picked him up. but over the years. But I did end up getting Robots in Disguise version. I'm sorry, the Beast Wars 2 version. So they renamed him BB and Starscream. I know he doesn't really look like a Beast Wars figure, but you have to watch the cartoon to find out why they named or why they're robots and not beast forms. But it's just a complete repaint, of course. And but I think this was my favorite of the batch, just because I like Starscream, and the color scheme was a lot nicer. The purple, black, and the grays are more Decepticon colors, whereas this could be an Autobot. And you look at his face here. If you zoom on his face, he kind of looks like Optimus Prime. It's not really a Starscream or smokescreen kind of guy. But yeah, this is just one of my favorites. I've got 3 versions now, which is really nice. I think there's a 4th one too, but who knows? Maybe I'll pick that up later. And they come with tons of missiles. Like as you can see here, Starscream has 2 there in his guns. BB's got 4 in his arms, and then 6 in his cannons on his shoulder, and then 2 on his side. So 6, 8. 12, 14 missiles in total. So if you're a collector and you have this in your collection, or you're looking to buy, make sure you get 14 missiles. And the missile launching aspect is really, really cool, and one of the reasons why this figure was really highly sought after. And let's see if I can show you a demonstration. Let me put some stuff away here. Now here is Dreadwing, and then all you do is you just turn this here, and he should shoot. Or sorry, it's at the back side here. You just turn the lever, and the missiles will shoot out. So it's really cool. It's like a Nerf gun. Really nice. And again, all 14 missiles. Make sure you find all 14 missiles. I'm one of those guys who needs to get all of the accessories, otherwise it drives me crazy if I'm missing one or something like that. So that's that. Okay. The next figure I want to talk about that I picked up is the G2 Megatron. Now, I already had G2 Megatron in my collection from before, and I don't have the battery in him, so I might have to do a review of him later one of these days. But I was missing his radar on top here, this green radar. So I found a really good deal on him for like 15, 20 bucks again on eBay. So I thought, oh, why not pick it up? And then also he comes with 6 missiles. So my original one was missing 1 missile, which bothered me. So I was missing 1 missile and one of the radars. So now I've got 2 Megatrons. One I can display in tank form and one in robot form, which is great. I might sell one day. We'll see. But for now, it's nice to have 2. And of course, there's electronics. Like if you transform him, there's no button per se. It's just when you transform him, he starts talking. And when you shoot a missile off, he'll make a blast sound. And so they both work. I tested them both out. And so it's nice to have 2 in case one of them breaks or something like that. I have a second one to replace the voice box. So very nice figure. It's beefy. It's all plastic. There's no metal components. But pretty wicked, I guess, sculpt. And the color scheme is definitely Generation 2, guys. And that concludes my Generation 2 figures that I picked up. Now, I also wanted to show off some things I found at the dollar store. So I found these cool looking stocking stuffers. Here is Megatron. Not a bad looking sculpt, and there's 4 of them in total, and they're only $1 each at Dollar Tree. So not all my Dollar Trees had them, actually. So I would call around if you're looking for this. This is actually a Hasbro figure, or it's a Hasbro collectible. So you know, I've got to get it, of course. And I was able to find Soundwave and Bumblebee. So I've got 3 of them here, which is really cool. And they've got a little keychain on top. You can maybe take the keychain off and tie a ribbon on top and instead, and then you could probably hang it on your Christmas tree. So these would be a really inexpensive stocking stuffers or tree ornaments that you could add to your tree. So if anyone sees Optimus Prime, please let me know. I need to pick him up.